Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, I mentioned in the last video that it was a bad day for Oliver Dowden. It's an even worse day, of course, for Neil Gray. Although, every day is a bad day for Neil Gray, because every day he wakes up, looks in the mirror and goes, oh God, it's Neil Gray. And it ain't good, is it? An over-promoted man in charge of a department, health, that he's quite unsuitable for and well out of his depth on. He literally hasn't got a clue. However, in his tiny mind, he thinks that he still has some kind of power and he can order people around. And because he's ordered things to happen, he thinks that they're going to happen. He's quite deluded, of course. He still, in his mind, thinks that the National Care Service is going to go ahead. Now, we've talked previously about how the councils have walked away from it. They cannot afford it. And, more importantly, they don't want to give up powers that they have, i.e. in terms of care in the community and that sort of thing, to give it up to the SNP government. They don't like this centralisation of power, this monolithic framework where everything is controlled from the centre. If that's the case, what's the point of having councils? They're increasingly pointless as all the power and all the decisions are removed from them and goes to Holyrood. And so council leaders have walked away in disgust, really, over this. And it is the final end of Nippy's grand plan for social care. The plan is dead in the water. It is dead as a dodo. It is as dead as Neil Gray's political career. And there is no way it can be resuscitated. Now, he can't accept this. He's still sitting there ordering people about in his ivory tower, thinking that it will happen. But it won't. Nobody's got the money and nobody's got the political will. And it's way more complicated, of course, than Neil Gray can possibly imagine. It was budgeted for one amount. It's coming out. It's going to be 10 times the cost. They haven't got the staff. They're never going to have the staffing levels. Anyone that would be qualified to do it is leaving Scotland at a fair lick because of the taxation problems. However, Gray is still issuing memos saying that we've got to complete this job. Somebody please explain to him that it's not going to happen. He's wasting time, effort and money pushing a policy that is already gone. It's shed its mortal coil, hasn't it? But he was on the BBC yesterday and he was saying that he wants to get round the table with these people and thrash it out and make it work. Trouble is, the people he wants to sit around a table with have no interest in sitting around that table with him. They don't want it. And now you're getting the likes of, say, Sandesh Gillane coming out and saying Neil Gray needs to wake up, smell the coffee and see that it isn't going to happen. And now concentrate on doing his actual job rather than trying to invent things that, are just there to fulfill the fantasy of a long gone leader. But he won't. He's still trying to push Sturgeon's fallacious legacy. A legacy of doom. Let me know what you think. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.